Right now, the Lonestar State and the Biden administration remain locked in a heated battle. Over the weekend, Texas kicked out Border Patrol and announced state troopers will now arrest anyone who crosses over. Those arrested face criminal trespassing charges.
Your policy positions and your decisions matter. And we have a true chaotic anarchy type situation with people coming over by the thousands.
Here's a little quote now from a very angry Greg Abbott. Well, he said the following, quote, the Biden administration has repeatedly cut the wire that Texas installed to stop illegal crossings, opening the floodgates to so many illegal immigrants. Now, the absence of that wire, the razor wire, and other deterrent strategies encourages migrants to make unsafe and illegal crossings between ports of entry, while making the job of the Texas National Guard, soldiers, and DPS troopers more dangerous and difficult than ever before. Well, here's an update now, because now multiple governors from around the country have joined into the cause. As we knew this was going to happen, because if they don't support a states' rights sovereign issue, they know they're next. And Texas is the big bull in the china shop. Oklahoma, who came out first to support Texas, Virginia, Florida, South Dakota, Governor Kristi Noem, who is a just angelic specimen. Now, governors in multiple states, as we just shared with you now, have now just opened their big traps of freedom and now said they pledge their support to Texas this Wednesday, the past 24 hours, amid a feud with the fake president over his right to enforce its own borders. So Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin just recently said in the past 24 hours here that he wanted to join Oklahoma in their support with the Lonestar State, because they know how important it is. If they don't fight this now, that this regime of whoever's controlling it at the very top, it's only going to get worse. Governor Ron DeSantis has declared that he will continue to support Texas in its right to defend itself with personal assets, unquote. And finally, the inquisitive, the very spectacular Kristi Noem says, well, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, is exactly right to invoke Texas constitutional authority to defend itself. The Biden administration has created a national security crisis, put Americans in danger. Their failure is an unconstitutional dereliction of duty and just plain rude, if you ask me. And God, I think hers was the best by far. So what does this mean? Because now Oklahoma, who really came out first swinging, and a very unsuspecting state to do so, Oklahoma stands with Texas. Governor Kevin Stitt put a statement in the Lonestar State regarding the federal border standoff. He now says that declared his side with Texas in the entanglement with the Biden administration over itself, pushing this invasion that we see by the day, the thousands, the trafficking, everything. He had to put his foot down. So we have to get to these people and stop the trafficking altogether. Now, a lot of people are trying to put this into a racial context, per usual. You've seen the videos we showed you. But nobody is buying it. We know what invasions look like, and that's not going to happen this time around like it did 4 years ago. In a accelerated twist of fate, on the heels of great defiance, the Biden administration had a late-night rebuttal to the non-compliance by Governor Greg Abbott. He said the following: until tomorrow, today, to allow federal agents to cut swaths of razor wire installed in the southern border by the state or face the consequences. It's now being thrown around that Biden can federalize the Texas National Guard just like that, leaving Greg Abbott no power to resist federal might. Biden, as president, has the authority to federalize the National Guard units, bringing them under the control of the federal government. It's also worth noting this is typically done in specific circumstances and with legal justification, such as responding to a national emergency or protecting federal interest. Abbott can claim that he's trying to protect the American interest from illegal immigration. But now there seems to be a plot twist into the Texan debacle. President Donald Trump has now urged all states to mobilize their National Guard units to help the Lonestar State defend its borders and fight the historic battle against the Biden administration. The question remains, where does the federal government's powers end? And where do the states' rights begin? Now's the time for big resistance to the globalist agenda. Now's the time for all Americans to stand with Texas. This is Dean Ryan with your latest Lone Star update here as Texas is fighting for their survival, but really, they're fighting for all of our freedoms. The world is watching. Texas is the true America.